Well, right now we're going to be going to Castleton, and it has to do with a car show. And with me is Bill Schroeder. Bill is really involved in classic cars. How long have you been collecting and reviewing and checking out cars?
Well, I've always been an enthusiast ever since I was a child. I became infatuated with cars. Often wondered why they deteriorated so fast when I was young, and always took care of them, polished them and cleaned them. And I really became very involved when I think our generation reached back. We're looking back at history and what we grew up with. And as car enthusiasts, we look back to the cars. So what's been happening, I believe, for about the last 15 years in heavy force is the collector cars and car shows. And what it's all about, as they say in the world of Hershey, the big collector car auction and weekend in Pennsylvania, is about remembering the past. So what we have in the Capital District, we have as many as 2 and 3 car shows, oftentimes on a Saturday or Sunday, happening within a 50-mile radius.
And these are just people that have a car and want to show it, right?
Have a car and want to show it.
They're proud of it.
They're proud of it. They've been working on it through the winter. They've been making sure that everything is ready. They might be modifying it, adding things on as they say, aftermarket, scoops and ground effect kits. They might have a brand new Camaro and adding on virtually thousands of dollars to it to make it faster or look better, and then bring it to the car shows in the summer. And
now we're talking about the car show, and Roy Kantrowitz is with us, and he's representing Goold Orchards, right? Because that's where the car show is going to be.
Most definitely.
Yeah, and tell us where that is.
Goold Orchard is in Castleton, just about at the junction of 150 and 9 and 20.
Okay.
Probably the largest apple orchard in the region. There's over 17,000 trees.
Oh my gosh.
They start picking usually mid-August, and we try to run events in conjunction with the picking on each weekend.
So they must have a lot of acreage there to...
I wouldn't want to walk the perimeter.
You wouldn't want to walk the perimeter of it. But they have room for a car show and many other things, and I know you gave me a slip with all the events, and we're going to be talking about some of the other events. They have an apple festival and many others coming up. But let's talk now about the cars, and I know you brought some photos, so I kind of want to look at the photos to see what we're looking at here. And do they have running boards on them?
There was one last year with a running board, and we'll get to that photo soon.
What is
now,
that?
Let's talk about Ray's car, his 64 Thunderbird,
your
Ray.
car?
Would you
My
like to tell us
Oh.
who's sitting in the passenger seat?
Well, when I first got the car, which was an anniversary present from my wife,
there's a wife that knows how to give a present. Go ahead.
Well, my wife doesn't like to drive an old car.
Oh, okay.
So I had to get a partner to go in.
Okay.
That happens to be a life-size doll of Uncle Sam.
Okay.
So I figure if I've got him with me, it's safe. But it's the 64 Thunderbird. It has been restored years ago, and I'm very seriously thinking of whether or not I should invest a lot of money and re-restore it. But it's fun.
Now, you don't repaint these cars, do you? I mean, usually you try and keep
absolutely.
the...
Most definitely.
Oh, you do?
Absolutely.
I thought you tried to keep the original paint.
In yesterday's paint products that they offered, which were primarily a lacquer-based, and weren't they were very susceptible to the elements, so to speak.
Okay.
Today's cars are a different compound, a base clear. It's a polyurethane. It's very resistant.
And they put them on through heat with heat, don't they?
They don't. The new paints today can last as long as 12 to 15 years.
Oh, okay.
With relatively little care. But in yesterday's cars, up until '83, a lot of them were lacquer based, and a lot of those paints have.
They're not good. They peel and
they peel, and you have to get them repainted.
You get back to the skin of the car, and you've got a problem.
Exactly, a very long, tedious, expensive process to it, might add.
And what else? I saw another car coming up. This looks interesting.
This one is a 1930 Ford sedan, owned by Dave out of East Greenbush, and it's a very highly modified car, as you can see. Probably upwards of at least 450 horsepower. He gets a lot of attention, and of course, he always wins one of my favorite categories, Best Engine,
Oh,
as you
okay.
can see.
Because you can see it, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
This lady just loved the fact that she's there, and she had the little one, the dog, in her pouch there. And so many of the people that went there just love the property
Yeah,
for
yeah.
where it's situated, adjacent to the orchard, and in an area that just adequately can contain a car show that I do, which averages about 100 cars. It's
Wow,
just a
wow.
perfect little environment. That's a 54 Chevy owned by a gentleman from Troy. And this took best paint. Beautiful, beautiful car. And as you can see, it was a beautiful day in the background. Just a beautiful
Oh,
property.
look at that.
Now this was
Is that an electric car?
That's a Model A.
Okay.
That's a Model A car, 1921, and it's called a stake bed car because in the back, in the bed or the box of the car, there are stakes virtually, crude expression, but that's what they use, stake bed truck.
Okay.
Model A, yes. A 57 Chevy.
As you go through these, I have to
Yes.
say, we used to be able to identify the year of the car
Mm-hmm.
when we saw it, because every year they would come out with a new model.
Yes.
With a wider front or a different grille or,
Yes.
or the little chrome on the sides or maybe even a flowered top when they were doing the vinyl tops. Nowadays, you go out, I have no idea. First of all, I don't know the brand of the car from a distance. Secondly, I couldn't even tell you what year it was. Thank goodness, because mine's a 99 and it still looks pretty good. But the point is, what made that change?
Well, from what I have been reading and understanding, a lot of today's cars, whether they're from Europe or Asia or the Orient, they all look the same for all practical purposes for economics. The manufacturers of the sheet metal and the body panels can give a price cut. So that you'll see and I won't mention
That's
brand
smart,
names,
actually,
but you
it's
can,
smart.
yeah. So it provides that cost savings down to you. It's just not a matter of aerodynamics. It's a matter of each one is looking at the other's model. They actually will bring in a vehicle and they'll take it apart. The engineers will be there, and the engineers know exactly how much each nut and bolt costs, and they'll
it's
they'll
all
nitpick
dollars
it.
and cents,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
all dollars and cents
Yeah.
today. So
Okay.
the primary reason there is economics.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Ray, maybe you could tell us more about the pony riding and how popular that was last year. It was
Yeah, go ahead.
Wonderful.
It was a lot of fun. What we do actually is we don't use ponies. We use horses. The whole idea is that when you bring a small child and they see a pony and they're going to sit on that pony alone, you see tears start coming and the kid starts getting nervous. Well, when you have a horse, the child acts the same, but you have something you can say.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to be afraid. Mommy or daddy can ride with you.
That's a great idea.
9 out of 10 times, that same child will come back after the ride is over and want to go back
On again.
without mommy or daddy.
Without mommy or daddy.
Because the fear is gone. They don't know what to expect when they get
Now,
on the animal.
they're there when the car show's there, right?
They're there
See, so
ev-
you've got really a whole day of different
You
things
will
that
have
appeal to
horse
everybody.
rides, you will have bounce rides for the kids, there will be face painters there, there will be a food court there, the best apple cider donuts in the world will be there.
And you didn't bring any today? What's going on?
I didn't go down to see Sue. She'll come and see you in a few weeks from now.
And here I thought we were going to see a little.
The other thing is,
Taste
for
here.
the adults, as well as the car show, you do have the Brookview Station Winery, which is there, and they do have wine tasting and wine sampling. I can't
Can you
have
get on the
any-
horse after the wine tasting?
Absolutely not. We're very strict about that.
Well, it sounds like it's a really great day. And how many cars do you expect to be there, Bill?
I'm projecting about 120 cars.
Wow.
And the property can hold maybe 130.
Okay, so you're almost at max.
Yeah, we're almost at max.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
And is this a free event or do you
Oh,
have to
no,
pay?
it's $15 on the day of the event.
Okay.
We actually give $25 out back every half hour.
Okay.
So we're giving out hundreds of dollars in cash back.
These are for
during the course-
contests?
Yeah, contests such as trivia.
Yeah.
You saw the 54 Chevrolet.
Right.
Well, we might ask a trivia question. What was the first year the Chevrolet introduced the Bel Air?
Okay.
The first one that comes up, we'll get a $25
Okay,
cash
great.
giveaway.
Sounds like fun.
Yes.
The other thing I'd like to clear up is the event itself. There's no admission charge to get in.
But just to bring a car.
$15 is
Exactly.
for the
To bring a car.
the car itself.
So bring your kids, have a good time. It's at Goold Orchards in Castleton, and they're gonna be on again to talk about a big Apple Festival coming up too, and that's coming up. I want to thank you both for being here.
thank you for
Cars
having
are
us.
great. What fun and what memories of those high school days when the guys were fixing their own cars. Now they go out and buy a brand new one. Who knows? But anyway, times change.
Yes.
And we're so glad that Bill is in the Goold Orchards is bringing out a great car show so that we can look back and think about what we used to drive when we were kids.